Today I'm going to share my experience on a study of regression testing for TradeMe website, and the agenda for today is introduction, scope and objectives, problem description, selected tools, research methodology, proposed architecture for automation test plans, code snippets, results, discussions, recommendations, conclusion, references, and appendices. So introduction, I'll start with an introduction. TradeMe is a New Zealand-based website. It is one of the most major internet sale website working in New Zealand. And TradeMe was founded by New Zealand biggest tycoon Sam Morgan in 1999. In 2015, according to the Alexa Internet, TradeMe was the fifth most visited website in New Zealand. In a country having 5 million population, TradeMe website has 3.7 million active members, and there are approximately 800,000 visit website on a daily basis. TradeMe provides broad range of categories of new and used items. TradeMe has increased its scope over time, and TradeMe now offers a wide range of listings like jobs, motors, rentals, property, pets and animals, antiques and collectibles, even flat mats wanted as well. The scope and objective. The main scope and objective for this research is to create regression test suite and automating the test suite for testing the functionalities of TradeMe website is working fine after the modification or not. This is designed for checking login, search, job, sort, add to watch list, remove from the watch list, login functionalities. TradeMe have enormous number of features and is a fast-growing website. As I mentioned earlier, approximately 800,000 people are using this website on a daily basis for buying and selling things. As TradeMe is a quick-growing website, new functionalities are getting implemented on a frequently or on a, we can't say on a day-to-day basis, but yeah, frequently. So to test the old functionalities are affected because of adding new functionalities, we do automation regression suite. So problem description. Trade, as I mentioned earlier, TradeMe is a rapid growing website having wide range of categories of new and used products for the vendors. As TradeMe is rapidly growing website, new functionalities are added frequently. The problem found in TradeMe website is manual regression testing on TradeMe website is taking too long and it's a monotonous job. Manual regression testing will take more time compared to automation regression suite. Because TradeMe includes much functionalities, retesting all the functionalities after a change is a time consuming. While in automation, we just need to create test scripts, and test scripts takes time, but we can run it efficiently in no time. So my goal is to automate the regression testing suite for TradeMe website. As a fully automation of TradeMe website is not possible, the main functionalities are being prioritized. This will not only help to decrease the testing time for every release, but it will also help to free up the manual test resource for quality and exploratory testing. So selected tools. I have given some comparison between Selenium WebDriver QTP and a test complete. I have selected Selenium WebDriver because in Selenium WebDriver, scripts are normally designed by using Ruby, Java, Python, Perl, and PHP. While in QTP, it only supports VB scripts and JavaScript. And in test complete, it allows scripts to be designed in C#, C++, VBScript, JScript. Platform supported: Mac, Unix, Windows operating system, but in QTP it only supports Windows, while in Test Complete it runs on Windows Vista and 7. The main reason was open source because Selenium WebDriver is an open source, anyone can use it and it's free for use. While in QTP it is a paid tool and it is based on the research project only. While in Test Complete, it costs lesser than the QTP and it is a licensed tool. So we need to buy license for that. While in Test Execution Report, it does not generate the report by itself. Selenium WebDriver does not generate test by itself. We need a special plugin like testNG to execute and generate reports by HTML and reports in HTML format. While in QTP, using QTP, we can generate test execution report and determine the execution status. Execution results are generated as a separate file and displayed to the user. Research methodology. For this research, Project Scrum methodology is selected because of its non-stop iteration for the development and testing throughout the life cycle of the software development process. The sprint lasts for 2 weeks. So the team member has to coordinate with the Scrum Master for a daily report via email or a face-to-face meeting when needed. The Scrum Master reviews the work and provides suggestion. At the end of the sprint, there is a retrospective meeting to see where's the development going, like development and the testing progress. Scrum methodology has been opted for this research project while using traditional SDLC are not able to meet the market requirement and leading to customer dissatisfaction as customer requirements are changing frequently and it makes more complex for the testers. Scrum methodology has been introduced to meet the desires of the software development companies like TradeMe. Propose architecture for automation test plan. So the figure above justifies the architecture of test plan. There are 8-page factory classes, including login and logout. You can see uh, which are connected to the test cases individually, and that test cases are connected to the testNG class. TestNG class is further divided into two different parts. One testNG class related to the Selenium WebDriver, and the other one goes to the Chrome browser and a test under execution. The second part relates to the testNG framework to generate reports and generate logs. This is the code snippet. The code snippet for the main class is displayed below in figure at the test annotations. In the figure states that all the test scenarios are implemented in a chronological way, priority equal to 0. So I have set the priorities that login class should be the first and logout should be the last, and between all those should be run in a prioritized way. States the test case priority that login test case should be executed first. In the main testNG class, submethods are created. Results. So testNG is to create testing reports, and tester can easily come to know how many test cases are failed, how many test cases are skipped. TestNG is an automation framework where NG stands for next generation. TestNG is motivated from JUnit, which uses annotation at the rate. Using testNG, tester can also execute the failed test cases separately. So we don't need to um, test the whole program. We can just select the particular test case which has been failed. Also, testNG provides a separate option, testing failed.xml file in the test output folder, so that if the tester wants to run the failed test cases, it can run with the help of XML file. Discussion. The result shown in figure defines that all the test scenario has been passed, but what happens when one of the test cases has been failed? Let's take a scenario, search for the job has been failed, so it will not allow me to do further regression testing on different scenarios. To overcome this challenge, we need to fix the error and run the test successfully using testNG tester can run failed test cases individually. testNG also provides separate option like testing failed XML file in the last output in the test output folder so that tester can run the failed test cases rather than running whole scripts, which will help to reduce the time and cost as well. Let's suppose what happens if the test cases got skipped. Sometimes QA team needs to execute at the last moment. Verification at the moment QA teams needs to have enough time to execute all the test cases. So in this case, QA team can skip the test cases by at the rate test enabled equal to false. So if I put login enabled equal to false, it will not do login. Or let's suppose example test at the rate test enable equal to job, it will just skip that part and run the next part. Recommendations. In this research project, regression automation test suite has been used to overcome the problems. First problem faced was automating the whole TradeMe website is not possible because it has lot of scenarios. To overcome this problem, we came up with the solution of prioritizing test cases. Prioritizing test cases help to reduce the time and it also help to reduce the cost as well. Second challenge faced during this execution phase, as TradeMe is a dynamic website. If it was a static website, it was really easy, but as it is a dynamic website, we can't automate with the help of XPath only. So because with the help of XPath, it changes every milliseconds. To overcome this problem, ID and name is used to identify the correct path. Regression automation test suite helped this research project to reduce the time and it also helped to reduce the cost. It also helped to free up the manual test resources for quality and exploratory testing. Conclusion. In this research project, we have covered the plan and the problem of the TradeMe website. For this research project, Selenium WebDriver was selected and it helped to test the new features and the process of TradeMe website. I successfully implemented regression testing, which helped me to prioritize the test cases in such a way that it maximized the fault detection. Scrum methodology is used to make the desires of the software development and companies and increase the client satisfaction. The automation test plan, functional automation test cases, sprints, architecture of automation test plans explains the workflow in detail about the research project. Regression testing is the best technique, but we can't automate TradeMe website fully. So we prioritize the test cases and automate. This research project will also help in future for similar kind of fast growing website. References, appendices. So the chronological view of TradeMe main class is shown in below figure. The figure shows chronological view order of the test cases and what is the flow of test case. The flow of TradeMe main class is shown in figure. So login, search, job, sort, add to watch list, remove from the watch list, and log out. These are the functions which I have prioritized and test times. So the figure shows the time taken for each test case to pass. It shows how much time taken by one test to get executed. So add to watch list has taken 25,726 milliseconds approximately, which is highest to execute one test case. And log out to approximately 2863 milliseconds, which is least time to execute the test case. Code snippets for the login test suite. And the code snippets for the job test suite as well. The code snippets for the sort test suite. And thank you. Any questions?